All right, so just come into a nice, comfortable seat. You can be forward in the seat. If you want to start to work the core a little more, you can be sitting back in your chair. That feels a little more comfortable, a little easier starting out. Maybe just peek down at your feet. Make sure that they're about hips distance apart. If you're watching this video on YouTube and you're a little shorter, you could always slide a blanket underneath your feet. So we kind of are looking for knees in line with hips. And then before we close our eyes and get quiet here, let's roll our shoulders back. Kind of just try to get some of the tension out of the neck and the shoulders. And then let's start to roll forward. And then begin to roll back again. And then just allow your shoulder blades to release down your back. So you feel this openness, this spread across your heart and chest. You can have your hands just resting on your thighs. And if your eyes aren't closed already, go ahead and close them. And then take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Fill up. Pause at the top. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then inhale again. Pause at the top. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, ha. So one more time like that. Smooth, deep inhale through your nose. Pause at the top. And then maybe see if you can sip in a little more air. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then we're going to start to inhale through our nose and then also exhale through our nose here. So you begin to create that soft rush of air in the back of your throat. And maybe you're counting your breath here to start out. So really trying to keep the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale nice and even. Perhaps notice here if there's places in your body where you start to grip. So for a lot of us, as we sit here quietly, the shoulders start to creep up around the ears. Sometimes we can grip the inner thigh, the groin area. So soften in those places. So yes, there's some effort to sit here like this, but we also want to keep it as easy as possible so that there is space and room for the breath to move. Just a few moments here. So listening to that sound of your breath, letting everything else just fade into the background. Enjoying how it feels to not have to think about anything right now or worry about anything. Instead, just giving yourself permission to pay attention to your breath and to your body. As you sit here quietly, you will notice that your attention does wander from time to time. You get distracted by sounds happening in the room you're in, by thoughts coming in and out of your mind. That's fine. That's going to happen. When you become aware that it's happened, though, just return to the sound of your breath. Good. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then just starts to blink your eyes open Let's get into the shoulders again a little more here. So this time we're going to inhale, scrunch the shoulders up towards your ears. You can even kind of clench your fists. Maybe find some tension in the face and jaw. And then as you exhale here, feel that sense of release and relaxation. A couple more times like that. So inhaling, like purposely creating tension so that when you release it, it feels really good. One more time. And side out, let it go. And let's just move into little cat-cow. So if you're back in your chair, you might want to scoot forward in the chair a little bit here. So feel free to adjust. Then you're going to take your hands on your thighs. They might be on knees. That just kind of depends on how long your arms are. So as we inhale, we're going to rock forward on our sit bones. So arching in your lower back, your lumbar, chest comes forward. And then as we exhale, we round in the opposite direction, chin towards chest, stretching the back of the neck. Inhaling, arching. Good work, guys. As you exhale, round in. And then just continue like that. So connecting your movement with your breath. You're not too fast. You're not too slow. Just moving at a pace that feels really good in your body today. You're bringing your attention to your spine. You're noticing, where in my spine does this feel easy? You're noticing the places where you might feel a little stuck, a little congested. And perhaps you're just sending a little extra breath to those places, just visualizing that breath creating some space and ease. Good work here. Couple more rounds. Actually, let's do a few more rounds than that. Let's add our arms here if you'd like to do that. So you can stick with this. Or the next time you're rocking forward, maybe you stretch your right arm forward. And then exhale, release down. Inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, release. And let's just do a few rounds to each side, moving like that. So just adding a little more here. Let's do one more to each side. So you're going to finish up on your left side. I'm just going to come back to a nice seat. And then let's start to rock around, make some circles in the hips here. These can be big circles. They can be small. You can dip the shoulders, the chin a little bit, so you can kind of get your whole upper body involved. Good, and then you can begin to switch directions. Nice work. It's kind of helping to warm everything up here. Good, let's come back to center. So make any little adjustments to your seat that you need to. Make sure shoulders aren't creeping up around ears, so just softening them down. And then let's start to release the chin towards the chest. Oof, till the back of my neck is really tight today. So starting out, this can be really intense. Don't overdo it. Always do less, but do check in, just see what's going on for you here. And then let's just keep our chin tucked as we exhale. Bring right ear towards that right shoulder. Exhale to center. And then inhale. left ear towards left shoulder. We're going to do that nice and slow, several rounds each side. So as you exhale, come back to center, then inhaling to the opposite side, the right side here. So continue like this. This is like a little mini vinyasa here, connecting movement with breath. So I want you, again, to move at your pace. So we all might be doing this at a different speed. That's absolutely fine. I'm just trying to find space, especially through the sides of the neck. And these little muscles on the sides of our neck, these scalene muscles, they work really, really hard. They get really, really tight, really tense. Just trying to give them a little love here. Check in with your shoulders. I can tell mine are creeping up around my ears. Again, it kind of just happens. You're even welcome to release your hands by your side. So that kind of encourages gravity to keep the shoulders releasing down. All right, so the next time your right ear is off towards that right shoulder, let's just hold here several breaths. Ooh. Maybe, again, you get to reach down through those left fingertips a little more. That might intensify the stretch that you're getting through the side of your neck. And you keep breathing here. So particularly when poses are intense, we can start to hold the breath. So make sure it's moving. You can make tiny little subtle adjustments. That might just shift where you feel things. If you'd like to add a little more here, perhaps you bring your right hand to the top of your head. Really gentle about this. And you might go here and be like, oh, this is actually too much. So just back out if you need to. And then let's all just take our right hand to the cheek, upright the head, and then chin towards chest again. Hopefully this is starting to open up a little. It might be subtle. And then bringing your left shoulder towards your left ear. Several rounds of breath here. So nice long hold. How is this side different? Is it different? Do you need to modify, adjust here in any way? If you'd like a little more, you can take your left hand to the top of your head. Just apply some gentle, gentle pressure. Side to side, these poses can look different. So just because you did something on the other side doesn't mean you need to do it on this side. A few more good breaths. You can just use your left hand to help upright your head. And then just one more time, let's drop the chin towards the chest. Take a few breaths here. So just holding this again. As your chin releases towards your chest, can you feel your shoulder blades release down towards your sit bones? On your inhale, nice and easy, just start to lift your chin. So just sitting nice and tall. All right, so let's take our hands and interlace them. Interlace your fingers at the back of your head. Good. So kind of stretch your elbows apart from each other. So that starts to activate the upper arms. You're going to feel a little stretch. You might feel a little stretch in the armpit area, across the front of the chest. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, start to release your right elbow down. You might not go very far, so it could just be a tiny movement Nice. Inhale to center. And then exhale, left elbow releases down. Inhale to center. Couple of these to each side. Exhale, release to the right. Inhale up. So definitely big shoulder stretch here, little neck stretch. Exhale, release to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, we release to the right. Inhale to center. And then exhale, release to the left. Inhale to center here. Good. And then just stretch your arms out wide on an inhale. Exhale, release your arms by your side. Just take a couple of breaths here. The blood's going to kind of flow back to the shoulder area. So just let that happen. You can wiggle, kind of shake a little bit if you need to. And let's just kind of continue with that side to side, but let's get our full side body into it. So as you inhale, we're going to lean off to the right. This time, left arm comes up and over. You can keep the elbow bent if that feels better. Inhale or exhale, come on up. And then inhale, lean off to the left. Exhale, come up right. Flowing like this side to side. So inhale. Left arm up and over. Exhale, release down. Continuing like this, just connecting your movement with your breath. So finding this sense of rhythm in your body, this idea of moving meditation. It feels really good. We're kind of creatures that like to move. There's almost this like musicality to it. And it also just feels really good to move with the breath like this. Let's do a couple more to each side and then we'll hold each side. Good work, guys. So the next time you're leaning off to the right with that left arm up and over, let's hold here. You can spin the pinky side of that top hand down. So it's like you're going to wave behind you. Feel the shoulder blades release down. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up underneath that left arm. Great work. Deep inhale. Exhale, release left arm down, and then inhale, right arm comes up and over. The same thing. It's like you're going to spin the palms of face behind you in that upper arm. As you're doing that, though, can you keep your shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other, releasing towards your tailbone? Feel this lengthening to the right side, but you're wrapping those left ribs up. Maybe you're even gazing up underneath your top arm. Deep inhale. And then exhale, release here. Again, just a couple of breaths, maybe even close your eyes here. So just taking a moment to check in, see how things are feeling. Just notice what's shifting. And then let's blink our eyes open here. We're going to take our right thigh. We're going to cross it over our left thigh. You might have to adjust your left foot more to the midline. So just find a place where you feel comfortable. Make sure that you're pressing into both sit bones, finding some length. Good. So finding that space, that lengthening through the sides of the waist. Inhale, reach your arms out wide. We're going to give ourselves a little hug. Right arm's going to come underneath. So elbows stack here, and you can just grab the outer edges of your shoulder blades. And then let's find a little cat-cow sensation here. We're going to get the arms involved too. But as you inhale, you're going to rock forward on your sit bones, lift your elbows, maybe gaze up. Exhale, round and elbows drop towards your belly button. Chin releases towards your chest. Inhaling, lifting elbows, lifting heart. Exhale, round in. A few more like this. Moving with your breath at your pace. Inhaling into the arch, exhaling, rounding into the upper spine. And then on your next inhale, just come back to nice tall seat. So you're neither arching nor rounding. Lift the elbows a little bit here, and you might switch the arm variation. So maybe the backs of the hands press, maybe the palms even press. Wherever you're at, elbows again lift as shoulder blades release down. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, tiny, tiny twist of your upper body to the right. Inhale to center. And then exhale, tiny twist. You're not going to be able to go as far to the left. It can be just a thought. Inhale to center. And then exhale, we're going to twist to the right. We're going to free our arms so they stretch out wide. Then you're going to grab a piece of chair behind you. Left hand is going to come to the outside of that left thigh. Rest on your knee. Press your shoulder heads back. Continue to sit tall here even as you twist. Maybe you're moving towards gazing out over your right shoulder. You're only doing that if it feels okay in your neck. Otherwise, you're just pausing where you're feeling a little bit of stretch, where it feels comfortable and easy to be in this pose. And then you're finding your breath. So in twists, we're constricting everything so that inhale can feel a little congested. See if you can bring your attention to really finding some expansion and filling up. And of course, like anything with these twists, you're always being mindful. For some of us, these can feel really intense. So you don't have to go very far at all. You can always do less. Good. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And then we're going to exhale, unwind, come to center. And let's just take a couple of breaths here, kind of just check in, notice how you feel before we come into our second side. Maybe close your eyes. Good. So blink eyes open, uncross your right thigh. And we move in towards that second side. So left thigh crosses over right thigh. And make any little adjustments in your sit bones that you need to. So you want to feel them really root down into your chair. And then with that rooted action, you find this length through the sides of your waist. So we want to hold onto that. And depending upon if this feeling is accessible in your body, maybe it feels a little bit like you're squeezing inner thighs and outer thighs in towards each other. Doesn't matter if you can actually kind of physically feel that or not, but that's kind of, you can just think of everything moving into the midline in this pose. All right, so let's inhale, reach our arms out wide. Feel those shoulder blades release down your back, and we give ourselves that hug. Left arm underneath this time. Good. So elbows are stacking. You're holding onto your shoulder blades. And then we're going to move into this cat-cow situation again. So as you inhale, rock forward on your sit bones. Gaze comes up, elbows lift. As you exhale, round in, chin towards chest, rocking to the backs of your sit bones. Inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding in. Several rounds here. Moving with your breath. So anytime we're connecting movements with breath like this, we're finding a little vinyasa, a little flow. And just enjoy the calming, the meditative quality that has. Good. Let's inhale. Come back to center. So elbows are lifting. You might stay here like this. Maybe bring the backs of the hands together or the palms to press. So a lot of that just has to do with flexibility, kind of anatomically how you're built. So it doesn't matter what place you're at. It's all doing the same stuff. Okay, so root into your sit bones. We're going to twist side to side a few times. It doesn't have to be deep. So nice deep inhale. Exhale, spin upper body to the left any amount. And kind of feel that stretch in the shoulders. Inhale to center. As we go to the right, you're probably going to go less far. So exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. And then exhale, twist to the left. Hold here, maybe see if you can lift the elbows a little higher. And then we're going to release our arms here. So keeping the torso in the twist, stretch out. Nice work, Jim. And then go ahead and release. So left hand reaches behind you, right hand resting on that left thigh, shoulder heads pressed back. Sternum lifts up, so your spine is nice and long. And then maybe you start to bring your gaze out towards that left shoulder, moving in that direction any amount. Focusing on filling up on your inhale. As you exhale and empty out, perhaps it feels as though you can twist in a little more. Might just be the tiniest amount. Good, nice deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind, come to center. And then just pausing here, legs still crossed, close your eyes, take a couple of breaths. Especially pay attention to how the upper body is feeling. Good, and then blink your eyes open. Turn uncross this left thigh. So finding our mountain pose, so making any little adjustments that you need to. So again, just landing with your legs about hips distance apart, your knees are over your ankles. Good, and let's come into a crescent pose. We'll do some variations with the arms with this. So you could just stay like this with both knees bent. That would be absolutely fine. Otherwise, if you'd like to extend your left leg to straight and you feel comfortable and balanced doing that, you're welcome to do that. All right, we're going to inhale, stretch our arms up. Good, so keep your arms about shoulders distance apart, maybe even a little wider, especially if you tend to be tighter in your shoulders. And then start to bring your gaze up. So you find a little back bend in the thoracic. And then spin your palms to face forward. Make fists with your hands. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to pull your elbows down. Good, feel that stretch. And then inhale, reach up so you can release those fists. Good, couple more times like that. Exhale, pull down. Just imagine that you could touch your elbows behind you. Most of us can't do that. I don't know if anybody can do that. Inhale, stretch up. Good. Exhale, pull down. Good. Inhale, reach up. And then this time, let's exhale. You can keep your fingers spreading this time. So just bring your elbows perpendicular to your shoulder so you're opening up. Nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, imagine that you're moving through like molasses or there's some resistance. So start to press your elbows in towards each other. So just doing some flies here. Inhale, open up, get your shoulder blades to squeeze in, your sternum to lift. So you feel that stretch across the pectoral muscles, chest. Exhale, press in. Inhale, open up. Nice work. Good. Let's exhale, press in. Good. And then maybe palms press, maybe they don't come all the way together. From here, let's inhale, reach arms up, maybe start to gaze up. And then we're going to exhale, take our arms out wide. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then we find another little twist. So as you exhale, twist to the right. And then you can grab a piece of chair. So a couple of options, depending upon how deep you're going. Maybe your left hand just rests on your left thigh. If twisting, it feels good in your body, if it's a little easier, you can bring your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. So you almost get a little leverage there, little kind of action to help you open up more, twist in a little deeper. And just a few good breaths here, focusing on finding that expansion of the rib cage on your inhale. So really filling up. And let's turn this into a little reverse crescent side stretch here. So keep your left hand pressing on either leg, but as you inhale, reach your right arm up and over, lean to the left a little bit. Maybe gaze up underneath that top arm. And you don't have to go very far here at all. You should feel this nice lengthening through the right side. These look good. Good deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead and release down. Kind of give the arms, the hands a little shake out. And then if you have that left leg extended, you can go ahead and bend the knee in. We'll come to the second side. So you're perfectly fine if you just stay here with both knees bent. If you like extending that right leg and you feel safe and stable, you're welcome to do that. And again, it's okay if you did the leg extension on the other side and you don't want to do it on this side. It's absolutely fine if poses don't look the same. Good work. All right, so here we go. As we inhale, arms reach out and up. Getting a lot of arm and shoulder work here. Good. So maybe start to bring your gaze up. So just finding our crescent pose. Feeling that little sense of cobra pose in the upper body. So there's a little back bend in the thoracic. And then spin your palms to face forward. You can bring your gaze to face forward if you were looking up. As you exhale, find those cactus arms. And you can make fists here too. Sometimes that feels good. It kind of activates the muscles a little more. And then inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, pull down. Again, just imagine that you're pulling through like a viscous substance. So there's a little resistance. Inhaling up. Good. Exhale. Pull down. Last one here. Inhale, stretch up. And then exhale. Just bringing your elbows perpendicular to your shoulders. Deep inhale. And then exhale. Pressing in. So just moving in a different direction. Inhale, opening up, feeling that stretch across your heart and chest. Really, really great work here. Exhale, press in. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, press in, and then let's stay here like this. You could press palms together, especially if you're a little more open in the shoulders. And then inhale, start to lift arms. Most of us, that's going to be hard to do. So arms are going to probably be separated. Nice work. And then as we exhale, we take the arms out wide. Take a deep inhale here, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Exhale, twist to the left. And then you can take your right hand to the inside of your right thigh, perhaps the outside of your left thigh. So leg and hand pressed against each other. That allows you to press those shoulder heads back. Holding on to a piece of chair with that left hand, and then just finding a place with your gaze. It feels good in your neck. Several breaths here in this nice twist. Twist really, really healthy for the spine. Give all of the organs a little squeeze. How is this side different in your body? Is it different in your body? Noticing these things. This is one of the great gifts of our yoga practice, the attention that it teaches us to pay to our bodies, to our breath, to our thoughts. All right, so we're going to stay in this twist. We're going to find that little lateral stretch as well. So as you inhale, reach that left arm up and over. Keep wrapping those right ribs up towards the ceiling. Maybe you're gazing up underneath your top arm. Breath smooth and steady. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and release your arms down. And bend that right knee if that leg was extended. And then just let's come to a nice little mountain pose. So close your eyes. Just check in, observe how you're feeling here. Notice what's going on. It's about 3/4 of the way through our class today. So at this stage of the game, hopefully it feels like you're sitting a little taller with a greater sense of ease. You might feel some heat in your body. You might feel like there's more space in your body. This is why we do this, because it feels amazing. All right, so we're going to blink our eyes open here, and we're going to come into a nice long hip stretch. We're going to give this a couple minutes to each side. So a couple of options here. And do your seated pigeon pose. So crossing that right ankle above your left knee. And then you can just gently press your right hand into that right thigh. For some of us, that's not going to work. So the better option will be to simply open up this right thigh. So they're both good. They get into similar places. And just see where you're at today. And then we're going to take some nice breaths here. So maybe you're moving towards stretching your breath out. So seeing if you can inhale to the count of 7 or 8. And seeing if you can exhale to that same number. And also knowing that we're going to be here for a couple of minutes each side. Maybe you've gone in too deep starting out. So you've lots of time to get into the pose, kind of breathe some space into the pose. So back out a little bit in the beginning if you need to. And then sort of just allow your body to go deeper into the pose. And then notice too for you, so for a lot of us, for me, I know that when I'm in these held poses where there's a lot of sensation, some intensity in the stretch, that's when the thoughts start to kick up for me. So there's something that's nice about that flow. It kind of It almost like tames the mind a little bit. So just observe. Are you thinking? Has your attention started to wander? It's no big deal if it has. You just smile to yourself and then you come back to your breath. You might have to keep doing that over and over. And then also here, notice if there's like tension in places in your body where it shouldn't be. So obviously we're getting the stretch. You might be feeling it in your legs, certainly feeling some hip stretch, but are you starting to feel tension in your shoulders? Can you soften there? Is there any tension in your face and jaw? Can you soften there as well? So for the next several breaths here, this isn't for everybody, but if you feel like you might want to go a little deeper, you could start to hinge forward, fold in, and you can do that in any variation. Hands on the shin, right? Shin can be good. Also, if you had blocks and you're a little more flexible in the hips, you could rest your hands on blocks as well. And like I said, that's not necessary. We're all built a little different. For a lot of us, just being upright here, you're getting a really intense stretch. So that's fine to just stay there as well. Say like 4 more really good breaths here. So if you are down in your forward fold, on your next inhale, you're going to start to roll up. Good. And then just come back to center. So either draw that right leg in or uncross that left ankle. And then we make our way into that nice long held pigeon stretch on this left side. And again, this side, you might do one variation on one side and a different variation on the other side. Especially hips side to side, they can feel really, really different. So modify as you need. So again, it might look like this. Maybe you're simply opening this leg up. If you're doing that variation, do just see that your knee is landing over your ankle. And you might not be opening up very far and you're getting some sensation and feeling things. So know that we're all built a little different. If we're newer to this, we haven't developed the flexibility yet. And then again, just a reminder, since we're holding this for a good 2-3 minutes, you don't have to like go for it. You don't have to see how deep you can go at the beginning of the pose. There's plenty of time to breathe your way, kind of let your body open up and just find its own space here. Again, you might be counting your breath. That's a really great technique in these long held poses. It just gives your brain something to chew on. So if the thoughts are kicking up, if you keep getting distracted easily, counting the breath can be a really helpful tool. And probably the most important thing is to remember that this doesn't have to look perfect, especially this mindfulness piece. It can be really challenging some days to find a sense of stillness. It's not so much that you're doing it, it's that you're making the efforts to get there. And if you get there, great. If you don't, that's also okay. Better to just smile about it and be good with where you're at. Maybe at this stage of the game in the pose, you are starting to feel a little more space. Maybe you're actually feeling like you need to back out a little bit. Like there's too much sensation in the joints. So even though we're in this static pose, there's a lot going on. It's fluid. Things are shifting and changing, so you can make little adjustments. Finally here, if you would like to go a little deeper in your body, you're welcome to forward fold here. And that just kind of can intensify the sensation that you're getting. If you go there and on this side, it just doesn't feel, feels like too much, you back out. And even, day to day, week to week, our bodies can feel really different. So don't worry if you went further last week. All right. So if you're in the forward fold on an inhale, roll up. And then we're going to uncross here, or go ahead and draw that left leg in. So find a nice, comfortable seat. We've worked hard. We've created all of this space and strength in our body. So we're going to find our nice mountain pose, and we're going to do a little breath work here. So close your eyes. We're going to do our viloma 1 breath today. So that's our 3-part breath. So essentially, we'll be inhaling up in 3 parts, a little retention. So just holding the breath after each little inhale, and we'll exhale all of the breath out. And we'll do that a few different rounds. So I'll take a nice deep inhale here. Full complete exhale. You're completely empty. And then you're going to inhale 1/3 of the way up to your belly button. Pause the breath. Inhale another 1/3 of the way to your floating ribs. Pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Feel your sternum lift. Feel that stretch, that openness across your heart and chest. And then exhale the air out through your nose. When you're completely empty, just take a couple of rounds of normal breath. So nice inhale and exhale. Do that a few times. Kind of let that go. So with the viloma breath, some days it just doesn't feel good. So if at any point, especially during those retentions, if it feels like you need to breathe, you breathe. If this isn't working for you today, you just close your eyes and kind of find this quiet meditation. So you just skip this part. And otherwise, if you're enjoying this, go ahead and take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Full complete exhale through your nose. Empty out. Inhale 1/3 of the way up. Pause. Inhale another 1/3 of the way. Pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. And then slowly exhale the air out through your nose. Few rounds of normal breathing when you reach the bottom. So no effort, just let any tension exit your body, especially on the exhale. And let's do one more round of that viloma breath. So nice deep inhale. Full complete exhale. Inhale 1/3 of the way up. Pause. Inhale another 1/3 of the way. Pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. And then slowly exhale the air out through your nose. When you reach the bottom, just allow your breath to return to its own natural rhythm. So moving towards our Shavasana here. So you're welcome to just stay here as you are in this nice comfortable seat. If it feels better to you to do a little forward fold, if you have a table or a chair in front of you, that can be really nice. You're always welcome to come into full Shavasana on the floor if that feels okay. So the most important part is just to find a place where you can be still and relaxed. Just start to assimilate all of the work that we've done. So give yourself permission here to soak up these final quiet moments. Just making your way into your version of your Shavasana, your resting pose. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. And open your mouth sigh, the breath out, ha. And just start to bring some movement back to your body. So circle wrists, wiggle, stretch out. And then bringing your palms together at your heart center. And just check in here one final time. So notice how you feel differently than when we started an hour ago. Notice how there's more space in your body, a greater sense of strength and ease. Notice how your breath has shifted. So hopefully it feels a little steadier, a little deeper, richer. As a result of body and breath working together, just notice how your headspace has shifted. Maybe this is one of the best pieces of our yoga practice. See, feeling a little calmer, a little quieter, perhaps even a little sense of joy. So soak that up. Send yourself love and gratitude for showing up, for making that happen. Just promise yourself that you're going to carry this good feeling with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week, and weekend ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today. Thank you.